Hello everyone, my name is Margaret Mudhoni. Some call me So and others call me Madi. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, currently working here in Nyeri. I have a firm that goes by the name Mudhui Margaret and Company Advocate. I am the sole proprietor and this is my story. I hope it will inspire you. I was born uh, in a village called Njogwine. It is in Tetu constituency in this county of Nyeri. And in our great archdiocese of Nyeri, I was born in Mwenje Parish and Njogwine local church. I was born as the fifth child of my parents, being the fifth child of the parents who were not working and being from a humble background. I want to inspire everyone today that all things are possible with God. So I joined a nursery school in our village called Jogwini, and I joined the primary school still in Jogwini. That is our village school. And at that time, I was among the brightest pupils. But then the financial challenges were somehow limiting me and even limiting my self-esteem. But nevertheless, I was able to pass my KCPE and I got a letter to join one of the best schools in this county. Again, being the fifth child, I had seen what had happened to my siblings who were ahead of me. So somehow, I was not sure whether I would still join high school, but I still had some hopes. Remember, some of these primary schools in the village, you are told that if you don't score good marks, you will join the village secondary school and you will be going, and they never had respect for those village secondary schools. So I tried to work hard and I got good marks to go to a good school, but my mother did not have money to take me to that school. I actually joined high school, now that village secondary school of ours, among the last people because there was no money to pay for the school fees. There was nothing at that time. But I remember there is one of my village mates who gave us 5,000. My siblings, my four siblings who are ahead of me, had joined that school. All those who had been called to other schools, they were joining that village school called Njogini Secondary School because that's what my mother could afford. She was carrying firewood. She was fetching firewood from the forest. She would take the firewood to school, and then the firewood would be converted to be our school fees. So that was not an easy task. And now, so when I got a good, I got the good marks. My mother sat me down and she told me, look, this is what I can afford. Unless you repeat, and even if you repeat, there are no hopes. The best thing that you can is just to join the school. She tried to look for some people to talk to me to accept that you can perform in any school, and eventually I joined that school. And luckily, the principal who was there uh, was friendly to the people who were scoring, to the students who were scoring good grades. And so I tried, when I joined there, he was very kind. He gave me an opportunity to be in school even when there was no school fees. And that is how my 4 years journey in high school began. So in Form 1, I was very okay. I tried to be easy with the school, but somehow I was feeling bad because I worked hard, but then I couldn't get an opportunity to go to those best schools that I thought. I still was feeling bad because I was in the same class, having scored over 300 marks. I was in the same class with people who had scored below 200 marks, and that somehow was irritating me. So I was able to go through it in Form 1, but in Form 2, that bad feeling now started coming back, and I almost dropped out and started feeling bad that because I came from a humble background, that is why I am suffering, that's why I'm in this school, I should have been in a better school, and so on. But luckily again, the principal then tried to help me out, and I was able to accept the situation and now started working hard. So we continued with the journey of, sometimes they would even get us sponsors that would pay our school fees. The constituency fund would pay our school fees, and even some well wishers, some donors would come through. So I was able to, and again, my mother was still fetching firewood throughout, so we were able to go through the school fees part. Was I can say that I was not sent home because of school fees. But at home now, considering that my mother is also the sole breadwinner, and she's during the day trying to fetch firewood for us to be in school, it was not easy even to feed the family. It was not easy to make someone dress well. So there were many challenges in school, but still we made it through. So KCSE came, God helped me, and I got a good grade. Now that was the beginning of another problem, because it was easy to be in high school, it was easy to be in the secondary school, but now we have gone to a higher level that has higher challenges. So I knew in my mind that I wanted to be a lawyer or a nurse or a biology and agriculture teacher. But then I didn't know how. I was just waiting for a miracle to happen. So I finished Form 4. Immediately after clearing the Form 4, I went to Nairobi. A friend of mine had gotten me a job to be a house help. Reason, because I knew after you clear Form 4, you do not have even a certificate, you have nothing, even you do not have an ID. So the only thing that I knew would save me is to run away from the village, because if you continue staying in the village, the idleness and sometimes being desperate, you might find yourself getting married at a very young age. And what I had seen those people who were ahead of me going through was that they would someone would score very good grades, and then you would get married in that village. Within some few years or months, you get a child, and then you'll be going to pick tea with your child on the back. So I really hated that, and I hated it with the whole of my heart. I felt I would rather go and be employed as a house help by not stay in the village. And that is how now I went to Nairobi, I think in December, after clearing my Form 4. So by the time the results were being announced, I was still working somewhere in Nairobi. Uh, so after after the results were announced, I by faith went and applied for all those three options. And I just said, let me wait for a miracle to happen, and then came back, still went back to Nairobi to work, to continue with the jobs that I was doing. I mean, I was not caring whichever job it was. The only thing that I did not want is to stay in the village. So after like July, after when someone was clearing Form 4, there is a time that you stay at home, so that now you can decide to join college or the next course of life, the next line of life that you will take. I joined, no, I continued to stay in Nairobi, but I came back in July. In July, the letters had come, one from my university, another from another college, and two others from two different colleges, just as my applications. And so I started now waiting for now that great miracle. But then I had a second option that because I knew my mother's efforts and how much she could have done, I decided that from there I'll join the NYS, National Youth Service. It's free. So maybe I would require some little amount to support me, and I knew my mother that one she could afford. As I waited to look for connections to join, I wanted to join the NYS. And then after that training, you are given an option to do a course. And then after you do the course, which is free, after that, now you can be using that course to earn. So I had counted that that is an easy option for me, considering the environment that I was in. So I stayed at home, waiting for the miracle, or even waiting for someone who could assist me during the NYS. One day, somewhere in maybe towards mid or end July, a certain relative called me. And that call was the beginning of my journey now of the next life. So that call was from one of my uncles, and may he rest in peace. And he told me, Mudori, tell your dad to come tomorrow, come with him tomorrow, and very early in the morning, we will be waiting for you. And come with the letters that you are happy that you have. So when I went and told my dad, he agreed, and we went with him to see that uncle of mine. That uncle was the husband to his sister, to my dad's sister. So we went and found them, the husband and the wife, waiting for us. And he asked me for the letter for the law school, the one that I had gotten from my university. And he asked my dad, this girl, has been bright, and we have been observing her for a long time. And even when she was given an opportunity, when she was told to join the secondary school in the village, she accepted, and she worked hard, and she got a good grade. So I have looked for someone to sponsor her uh, in the university course. And my dad was asked, what do you think? And he was like, fine. I know I wish her all the best, and I want the best for her. So if there is someone who can do that for us, I'd be glad. And that is how the preparation to join my university began. And those relatives, my family, my relatives, people who are related to me by blood, really came through in my university education. Some of my cousins, my uncles, my aunties, they would send me something here and there. So I joined Moi University in August that year. And I thank God for one thing, that I was able to live within my means, and I would adjust. Even today, I adjust very quickly. So after joining Moi University, that was in first year, school fees was paid, and my upkeep and so on. But the challenges were there. You would find, now I am meeting now people in Moi University is in Eldoret. You're meeting, I've grown up in my village, I have not been exposed to any other life outside. But I still tried. Luckily, I joined the Christian Union that time, and it was a very safe space. That is how I was able to make it to finish campus, because I mean the environment wasn't very good, but with the Christian Union, someone would be guided. You'd find people who are disciplined, who loved God, and who are willing to walk with people in that journey. They would encourage you, to tell you what to read and so on. So I was able to finish campus well. Yeah, as I said, that my family members, my relatives, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, some would support me, my siblings still, they would send me something as upkeep, and I try to live within my means. And with all the challenges, with everything that was happening around me, God helped me to finish campus. And then later on, I joined the Kenya School of Law. With somehow at that time we started facing some challenges of the school fees, and maybe probably because maybe the law school is quite a long journey than any other degree, but we still finished and passed, and I was later admitted to the bar. And yeah, it has not been an easy journey, but one thing I know, I accepted where I came from. I also decided and made up my mind that this is what I want, and this is what I don't want. And most importantly, I have grown up in the church, so I do not know a life outside church. All I know is living in church and walking in the ways and the teachings of the church. So that has been very helpful. So after I joined, I was admitted to the bar. I became an advocate. I worked in that with the farm where I was an intern, and until the time I opened up my farm, where now I'm practicing as a sole proprietor. And that has been the journey. There have been many challenges, but all of them, they have made me a better person, and I know I'll continue being a better person, and I know challenges will continue being there, but we have to try overcome them. My word of encouragement to the youth is that with God, all things are possible. When you walk right, when you trust in God the more, He will show you the way, and He will guide you. It's nothing has been promised to be easy. Nothing comes easy, but God has been coming through, and God will come through for you and for everyone. Also, have just decide what you want in your life. Like what the Bible says, that you write your vision in bold, that even when a person is running, he can read. That is what I would encourage someone, that write your vision, commit it to the Lord, and let the Lord work and help you out. Also, try to live within your means. Try to, that is because that is one of the reasons why we are finding ourselves in very many problems, because there's no money and there is a pressure to do this or that. Try to live within your means, one day at a time, and try to make yourself a better person each day. So, as I conclude, I'll say, kwa yote ni Mungu, ni God. Thank you.